All right. Good afternoon, everyone. We are live at about 2:30 on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And unfortunately, I have some bad news to report. So we have a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Dallas County and southern Collin County until 3:30 p.m. And the main reason for this is hail, unfortunately. So as you can see from the radar image here, you see a lot of purple, and that is indicating hail. And so what we're seeing right now, at least the reports I'm getting, is that the hail is up to $half size. So, not the greatest news, but it's not terribly big, and let's hope it stays that way. But it is, situation is changing quite a bit. So let's put this in motion and see what we got. So you can kind of see these storms started, and they'll show up here on the screen in a second. These storms started out not too bad, but then the last few frames, you see this hail core start to develop. So it's definitely headed our way. Now, let me stop this. So, the bad news right now is that, if you're along the I-75 corridor, you're probably seeing some, like I said, everything from penny size to nickel size, $half size, quarter size for sure. That's the I'm looking over here. That's the reports I'm getting. So it is heading our way. Now, again, these hail cores can change pretty quickly. So it's nothing to get too alarmed about, but if you have a chance to secure your property, your vehicles, things like that, I would definitely do that. I don't think this is going to be a monster hail type thing, as some people like to say, but it's definitely something that you want to keep an eye on. So let's expand this out a little bit more so you can get a better idea. So right now, it's in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. This is kind of the only game in town right now. Unfortunately, we're kind of right in the middle of it. So if we put this in motion, like I said, you can get a better idea. These storms started in southwest Tarrant County and then started moving northeast. And we kind of figured that the motion today would be from the northeast. So it's something that, we knew that if something was going to be southwest of us, it would head our way. So that's, unfortunately for this particular storm, it formed southwest of us and it's moving our way. So you kind of get an idea there of the storm motion. So again, you can see the warned area. You can see, just for reference, this is Richardson, Saxe's here. You got McKinney up this way. So if you're anywhere, as a matter of fact, let me zoom in on this here. So I would say, especially if you're, well, if I can get that to work, if you're especially anywhere in that corridor, and probably even, I would add that, you could expect some hail. Now again, I wouldn't get terribly excited about it in the sense that, hail is no fun, that's for sure. But again, at least right now, I haven't, looking at my reports here, I haven't seen any large hail. And of course, I define large hail as over an inch in diameter. So we haven't seen that, and hopefully we won't. So, like I said, if you have a chance within the next, safely, because it is raining, and well, actually, it's not raining at my it's not raining at my house for the moment, but I think that's going to change here, obviously. So let's put this, take this back off here. Okay, so right now, it's moving at a pretty good clip. I would say at least 30 miles an hour. So that's good. And Leslie Williams, only P size. Okay, good. Thank you, Leslie. I appreciate that. I was looking for reports. I didn't see anything bigger than P, so hopefully that's the case. But you have to remember, when the Weather Service warns these storms, they tend to give you the worst case scenario. So I think that's why they mentioned, hail up to $half in diameter. And so I think that's the worst case scenario, and hopefully that'll be more isolated. Let me see if I can get a little more information on that. Well, as a matter of fact, I don't know why I'm doing it the hard way. Let me get back over here and see if I can get a few more details. Okay, so when the National Weather Service warned this storm, it was over Richardson and moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. So there is some 60 mile an hour, or potential 60 mile an hour wind gust, and $half size hail. But again, I think that's the worst case scenario. But the thing I would point out here too, though, is that you do see, well, that's not a very good drawing. Let's try this. So you do see a a little bit of blowing right here. So I think that's why they did the 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. They're looking at, some wind gusts with it. And Emily Zug, bottom dropped out. Richard, yeah, that's right. Emily and Richardson had pea-sized hails for less than 30 seconds. Okay, that's good. All right, so thank you for the my unofficial storm spotters commenting on Facebook. I appreciate that because again, I don't think it's anything to be terribly alarmed about, but I do like for y'all to be prepared and not totally caught off guard if you do see hail. So hopefully, so far we've gotten reports from storm spotters that I haven't seen anything bigger than P, and then we got I'll call you the sexy weather storm spotters. It's nothing more than P right now. So at least what's being reported now, hopefully that's will stay the case, and hopefully that purple will go away regardless. So you do see on the radar, you do see a hail contour that popped up right here. So that would make sense, especially with the P-size hail reports. So I think, obviously with most of the P-size hail being reported, the National Weather Service is not going to issue a warning for that. But, I imagine there's some pretty good wind gusts. And again, you kind of see a little bit of a Boeing structure right there. So I'm sure they just added the two together and they said, hey, well, we're going to issue a warning. So that is good. All right. So let's take a little bit different view of the structure of the storm here and see if we can see anything that's alarming. So this is the dual pane. You have the reflectivity on the left, and then you have the velocity on the right. Don't really see anything terribly alarming there. It's just that, I think he definitely had the potential for some wind gusts in this area. Connor's Wilson, crazy part just ended for me. Okay, I hope crazy part's not too crazy for you, Connor, but I appreciate you checking in. Let's look at some other things on the radar. So let's look at the hydrometer classification, because that does give us a little bit of indication of hail size. Or it can anyway. So it's actually not bad. We don't see any yellows or purples in. You see the purple here, but you can kind of disregard that. But in the thunderstorm core right here, you can definitely see some dark red here. So remember, when the radar is looking at hydrometers, it's looking at the density of what the radar beam is bouncing off of. So obviously, hail is going to have a brighter reflectivity in the hydrometer mode, so that's why we like to look at that sometimes to see how big the hail might be. And we could look at a little bit different, their hybrid mode, and it kind of tells you the same thing. So that's good. I don't see anything terribly alarming in any one of those modes. So let's go back to velocity. Yeah, I can see why. I'm sure in these areas here, northeast of Plano, probably where 190 crosses the Dallas-Collin County line, you see a little bit higher reflectivity. So it's something, I'm sure that's why you got some higher wind gusts there. Thank you, Melinda. I appreciate your report. P-size hail in West Plano. So that's actually, in a weird way, the hail reports are very are very encouraging, because the radar presentation. When you see purple on the radar, I think sometimes you tend to want to freak out, and that's just human nature. But it's the ground reports that are always tell the story, and so far it's telling us a story that at least the ones reporting in, it's just pea-sized hail, so that's definitely good. All right, so let me check some other things here to make sure. All right, so it looks like there was one report of quarter-size hail, so not terribly surprising. All right, so let's get back to the single pane here. Okay, so let's put this in motion, and again, we're going to go back about 2 hours, so you're not going to see anything for a second, but when you see this last couple frames here, you can kind of see where the hail core is coming. And if I stop this, so you do see a hail core that's moving north of the Collin County line. So if you're not out of the woods by any means, of course, like I said, this is not a horrible situation by any means, but from a pure hail standpoint, you're not out of the woods yet in Dallas County, but it's like it's lessening some. But I would say if you are in definitely east of 75 in Collin County, so that would include Murphy, Parker, Lucas. At this point, it's probably going to shoot north of Wiley. So I think, again, as the storm is currently structured now, it could change. Now, I would also, kind of point out that, while this is the hail core that everybody's kind of looking at, you still see some hail core down here, but not near as intense. So that would be approaching the West Garland area. And so I definitely would want to watch out for that. Okay, so I'm going to sign off for now. I just want to make sure that kind of made everybody aware of what was going on here. If we zoom back out a little bit, this is not, unfortunately, this will not be the end of it for us. And that's why I wanted to zoom out here. So you have some storms forming south of Dallas-Fort Worth, and then you have some more storms out in West Texas. And if we put this in motion, give you a better idea about what we can expect as the afternoon and evening wears on. So it is not over by any means. But again, hopefully we won't have any huge bad weather to talk about, but I'm going to stay on top of it. Okay, so we'll zoom in one more time here real quick. And let's see, we've got a couple radar refreshes here. So again, that hail core is going pretty good. Looks like Murphy, if it's probably already there. Yeah, thank you, Bernard. Pea-size hail in Murphy. Thank you, sir. Odie, thank you. I appreciate what you do. And B, are we having hail in Saxe? Well, right now I can tell you at my house it's not even raining, but that's about to change. So hopefully we won't, but we could. But I haven't seen anything. I saw one report of quarter-size hail, so I don't know that we'd see anything else. Any bigger than that, but about Texas weather, Texas thunderstorms, it could die down and pulse up really fast. So, like I said, I would say it's about 2:42 now. So I would say if you're anywhere in the Saxe, Wiley, Garland area, the next 15 minutes is what you want to watch out for the rough weather. Then we'll have a break, and then we'll probably do it all again later this afternoon and evening, but hopefully not to this extent. So, okay, I'll check social media. I'll keep everything. I'll keep on watching for things. If I feel like I need to come back on, I will do that. And actually, let me move this so you can see this. Yeah, so there's a hail contour right there, and again, that's what we're seeing report-wise. So nothing surprising there. Okay, so like I said, if you can move your car into the garage, it's probably a good idea. If not, like I said, I think it's not going to be too bad. Let's hope it stays that way. Fingers crossed. And as always, I'm watching the weather, so you don't have to. Again, severe thunderstorm warning for Dallas County and Collin County, northeast Dallas County and southern Collin County until 3:30. Watch out for lightning strikes, heavy rain, gusty winds. And as you can tell, that lightning strike is pretty close. Everyone have a great day and stay safe, and we will be talking soon.